Howdy, and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. I'm super excited today to bring Jose Antonio Gonzalez, an architectural and he's just a guru. I can't say any other words about it. He knows his life and of everything in regards to Guatemala. He knows all of the moving pieces. He can find every little nook and cranny of the undiscovered. So I'm super excited to share this platform with him so that he can share his passion for the unknowns of Guatemala. Take it away.
Thank you, Lulu. Hi, how are you? Thank you for inviting me, but mainly inviting Guatemala to your show. It's very important for us, me and my country. So thank you very much. We're here.
You're most welcome. We're excited to hear about all of these little secret passages.
Well, we're good at, yes, to unveil the unknown of the best and most beautiful country of Central America, with all the respect to the others that I love too.
Of course. So let's talk a little bit about you, because you are not only an archaeologist, but you're also a great explorer, as well as you have a lot of different opportunities for really having excavated lots of areas throughout the Mayan culture. So give my viewers a little bit more about why you're so amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a big compliment. Well, first of all, yes, I studied art history and archaeology, but I define myself mainly as an explorer and a traveler. That's what I do in the real deal, you know. So I'm related to some archaeological projects, but mainly I do the exploration, and I take groups of interest, like people writing articles, books, producing documentaries, platforms for researchers looking for this or that site. So yes, it's between archaeology, exploration, and travel journeys, what I do here in Central America, okay? I'm a blessed guy and in the perfect spot in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for you guys who are watching and following along, he is going to be one of the main guides that I deal with, depending on the type of experience that you want to have. So this is really going to be a great opportunity for you guys to have those hands-on local experiences that nobody else can give you. So yeah. So let's talk a little bit about where is Guatemala and the Mayan area, right? Because the Mayan area covers more than just Guatemala itself, but even though Guatemala is the heartland of the Mayan culture.
That's correct. It is 5 countries actually, which encompass what we call the Mayan world or the Mayan area, but very specific cultural reasons, which are very rich and wide. But anyway, those 5 countries will be Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, and Honduras. Okay, as you see in your second map. But in terms of the location of Guatemala, we are located south from Mexico, or of Mexico, right? You can see the Gulf there, and very close to Florida. Yes, and we are located in the tropical, or very near to the tropical waste of the planet. That's why we are so rich and diverse. Guatemala ranks as one of the top 20 most biodiverse countries in the world. And talking about people, the ethnically speaking, it is super rich also, you know. Going back to your map in terms of distances and how close we are to the US, guys. Well, it's for you to have an idea. Well, you know, Lulu, we are about 2 hours and a half, 2 hours, 40 minutes from Florida. And we are like 4.5 hours from LA with flights daily. I mean, down to what? Yeah.
And that's going to be awesome. So for everybody who's coming from the Northeast, there are some direct flights as well from the New York area. However, for those of you guys who are in Atlanta, as well as in the Texas area, there are some direct flights as well. So we really have some great opportunities to get you here. And it's not a very long flight, and a really great experience overall.
Yes. Um, Two things are great. I mean, so close to the States, so you can come at any moment because there are daily flights, as Lulu's saying. But also, let's think about weather-wise. I mean, Guatemala is a country where you can do an escapade from a weekend, 3 days, to a whole week, or 12 days, or 14 days that you will cover the whole country. But it's closed and it's nice, and the weather is so perfect by the fact that where we are located, the tropical belt of the planet. Okay, yeah, a little bit out. We are a little bit upper, but we are there. Yeah,
Absolutely. So one of the beautiful things about just being able to showcase a little bit of what the Mayan culture is, I'm going to show a video right now, so that way you guys can actually see an amazing piece here of truly the lost Mayan area. And as you can see, our guide is going to be with us the entire time.
that's the idea. I mean, Guatemala is so complex and so rich that we are one or two guys per group. All we're doing is just the very beginning that you arrive, and then we take you from the jungle, beautiful Colonial city, indigenous villages, rainforest. I mean, looking at the awesome nature, and in every corner we will discover all of people to this could be what to come. Thank you for doing that. I really very effective, very neat.
And this is awesome.
Look at the size of that monument. Yes, some of the size here we flew out of by helicopter. We're talking about remote, where you can play your own Indiana Jones kind of experience. Traveling with us.
Yeah, and I love that it truly is that Indiana Jones concept, right? So we really have those amazing opportunities overall to
Yes.
to have that conversation, right? So it's great. And one of the things that I love about Guatemala is all of the nature that you have, right? So we saw a little bit in regards to the video, but here's an opportunity for you to see, or have an experience of the volcano, and
Well,
yet be
yeah,
mindful.
Guatemala, as I said, is one of the top destinations if you're interested in nature. I mean, the bird watching here is amazing. More than 800 species of birds, plus all locals, plus all the ones that come during the harsh winters to the north, the winters. So they come down here and they spend some time also. But we have an enormous amount of mammals and reptiles, and I mean, this is way beyond for people who love nature. We can talk for the whole day about that. But also, for example, volcanoes. We have 37 volcanoes on a row. Some of them are actually
37 volcanoes. Wow.
This is an amazing spot. That's why our land is so exciting, because it's not only the tectonic plates, but also the volcanic range that has given birth to a very particular landscape of fragmented little valleys in the western highlands of Guatemala. And then we also have some Piedmont area is extraordinary, beautiful. Sometimes we can come from the Atitlan Lake Basin downwards to the Piedmont, and then to the Pacific slopes, the coast of Guatemala. So, I mean, in a whole day, you can experience 3-4 different life zones, different altitudes, different landscape, different life forms. And sometimes if you see right or left, you will see an active volcano just smoking there, and a waterfall, a cascade. It's an amazing spot and a country to come visit, yes.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
It's
And
like
then,
moving constantly. Everything is changing all the time as you move. You know. Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And so here, again, where there's so much culture and so many different opportunities. One of the things that I love about just working with you guys in general is that we really can have those local cultural immersions. So we can go and have go back to the old country, right? How everything was made by hand,
Yeah.
and really just kind of have that that true explored piece uh, of everything. I mean, you can see how the costumes, how corn, and the way corn was actually made. There was bioengineering back then.
Yes, well, genetical engineer, because yes, you're right. Corn is a hybrid; it doesn't exist in nature. Was we think created by ancient Maya about 2,500 years ago or more. I believe it's way much. We're talking about more than. Well, we'll talk about that in another chapter. But it's whether in Mexico or in the northern highlands, way up in Huehuetenango, where corn appeared several thousand years ago. But talking about what you were mentioning, I mean, yes, Guatemala is not only jungle and live volcanoes and quetzals or jaguars, but it's the human component, the living Maya, which encompasses 60% of our population in this country, which is large, and we're a little bit more than 16 million, and 60% belongs to one of the 22 Mayan groups. Yes, when you travel with us, we go and we visit some of their villages, like Atitlan Basin or Antigua Guatemala. It's surrounded by some indigenous hamlets or little towns where, yes, they are living a life I envy, you know. They have their own places where they go and collect from the forest in the mountains in the morning. They come back and they just harvest some of the crops nearby their house, you know, corn, squash, beans, chilies, everything available there. And they are capable of doing, with beautiful vernacular architecture, the little casitas, the little homes. So the architecture is beautiful also, adobe, thatch roofs in most of the remote villages. And amazingly, they have prevailed in many aspects of the culture in such century like the 21st, which everything runs fast. In Guatemala, the Maya have their own time, you know, and during that time and using that time, for example, women still weave all the traditional clothes. So everything that they use, it's done by hand and with time and a lot of heart devoted to create such beautiful textile pieces that you will see along the trip with us, such as some I see in your picture, some of the ladies there weaving, or the shaman smoking with a beautiful thing in their head. Yeah.
And let's talk about the shaman experience, right? Because that's something that is very unique, and still exists today. We can actually go up the mountains and actually be with a shaman. So a great opportunity for that wellness, especially for all those of us who are so tired and have that cabin fever of being quarantined for so long, where Guatemala is an opportunity where you can actually go and you can breathe, right? So and it's not such a far distance again to travel, but you're going to have that wellness and that spiritual piece of things to kind of reconnect us back to Mother Earth, so that we can be better, and we can move on from this pause of life that we've had that kind of has somewhat mentally traumatized many, and now give us an opportunity to reconnect. And so let's talk about the shaman and the shaman experience.
Well, actually, we were talking about the what we call living Maya, because we have the ancient Maya, the ones who built the great cities lost in the jungle nowadays. But the living Maya, which encompasses more than 22 ethnic groups, divided in different, like the Cachiquel, the Quiche, the Tzutuhil, the Mam, the Cachi, different groups, different regions, different ways of life. Some of they close related, some are a little bit separated, but essentially the Maya have a lot of things that united them. One of those, it's the cosmology, the spiritual life. Okay, they still go up in the mountains to revere creational spirits, or to give thanks for a fantastic crop of this year, or if a baby is born, also they go and give thanks to the ancestors and to the spirits, when they're going to cut a tree, some of those groups still go and ask permission to the forest spirit to cut that tree. So, I mean, people will think this is a new age kind of blah, blah. No, it is very real. So we work with them in the field. We've been friends with some of them for many years. And if talking about wellness, well, wellness in Guatemala is, as you were saying, my dear Lulu, this is going to be a really enlightening experience. If you come, we can have our own private ceremony, a thanks ceremony with our sacred fire while the sun is setting, and watching our surrounded by the volcanoes, So it's a fantastic realm that gives a very beautiful atmosphere, but the rituals are going to be real. The fire is going to be real, and there's many things that you have to come to experience. But this is one of the few places where your spirit will connect with nature and origins. So that's why you have to come to Guatemala. If you're looking for some new ways of life in terms of heart and spirit, this is the place, right?
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And so, and we talk a little bit about, all of the moving pieces. So we've got a lot of gastronomy, as well as some of the ancient pieces. And the cacao plant, of course, chocolate being so important in the Mayan culture. Let's, and we can kind of talk a little bit about all of those moving pieces, how things are still made by hand.
Well, the thing is with in Guatemala, every single trip that we design, because we don't like standard itineraries. We like your clientele to tell us what they are interested in, and we plan a custom tailored great trip that suits every single one's need. Even if they come in a group, I mean, we have activities that are encompassed within the itinerary to fulfill everybody's expectations, and we go beyond. So, from exploring archaeological sites and climbing high pyramids, rising above the forest canopy in the jungle, then some helicopter or little planes will take us back to civilization. We land in the beautiful city of Antigua, for example, and from Antigua, we will explore some of the indigenous towns around. We can sip some good chocolate and learn about the whole process of chocolate, which, by the way, the cacao, the origin of chocolate is the Amazonian basin, but it came to Mesoamerica, the region where the Mayas are, also several thousand years ago. And we have domesticated in a way, and we have produced this fantastic, it's a beverage that mainly was drank by the ancient kings, but nowadays everybody has taste of that. So it's beautiful to come and experience such a that.
Everybody's royalty when it comes to chocolate.
Guatemala, yeah. We're putting together many ideas here. Guatemala is so rich. I mean, so yes, it's archaeology, it's nature, it's history, it's adventure. So you can come doing some spiritual healing. You can do archaeological exploration. You can do photography. You can do hiking, trekking, bird watching. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done in this country. So you have to go and check with Lulu for the itineraries and opportunities. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there's a great video, because I'm all about the videos, that shows a lot of the moving pieces in regards to what a girlfriend's getaway would be like. Yeah, so I'm gonna play it in a little bit. But before I do that, I really want to talk about what the perception of the hotels and things like that, and the accommodations, because obviously we're going into the jungle, we're going to have these great experiences, but people want to know that they're going to have the likes of home, right? So so we've got some pictures here for you guys to see of some of the amazing accommodations that you're going to experience.
Yes, I'm seeing some of the hotels that we use in Antigua, Guatemala. The one with the colonial fountain. Antigua, Guatemala is a World Heritage Site. Guatemala has 3 World Heritage Sites named by UNESCO. Antigua is one of those, and we use Antigua as a base with hotels that used to be colonial mansions of the 17th century, refurbished and adapted to all the needs of the 21st century traveler. Then, like, for example, you see the thatch roof structure there in the mountain with a lake there. That's one of the hotels in the Lake Atitlan Basin, which is another visit. 2-3 days also exploring the lake, the volcanoes, the indigenous villages, and learning about the indigenous ways of life. But we stay in a fantastic eco lodge. I mean, that it's exquisite. That will be the word. And when we go to the jungle, you can see the last photo downwards there. That is one of the hotels that we use in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, it is a state of the art facility with all the luxury and all great food, gastronomy. I mean, we have places for the wine. We have rums there. I mean, so you're gonna be, after exploring, being treated like a king or a queen with us there in whatever you are in the different areas of Guatemala. Yes.
And that's so awesome. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna switch over now to this great video that I'm super excited to show you, because it's called Amigas Getaways, and it doesn't have to just be about the gals, right?
Yes.
So it can be everybody.
Margarita, that's good. We're starting in the regular. Yeah, Guatemala is becoming very, very popular of women adventurers and women travelers. We can tell them that it's pretty neat, and we know how to develop that whole place.
Yeah, I mean it's super awesome, right? So there's so many opportunities here overall
Yes.
um, to to experience, how to weave. I mean,
From
I
the
love to do
very
that.
hands of the expert weaver. You see, we go Guatemala is like that. You can go and hike into a live volcano in the early morning, and in the afternoon you'll be learning with these girls and ladies how to weave traditional blouses are called with you. Then we can take you around and go explore a Baroque colonial city, like Antigua, Guatemala, and all its monuments, museums, galleries, of learning chocolate, Lake Cativan, where we can navigate. Nature is at its best all time. I mean, we have two seasons: the dry season and the rainy season. Okay, so the dry season will run from, let's say, the end of January to May. Okay, warmer temperatures and no rain. But I always said, if you like to see all these fantastic things that nature has created in Guatemala, come with the very early rains from May to July. You know, it's astonishing. There's a lot of fauna, tons of birds, little mammals having their babies in the jungle. So we can go to Tikal and we will see the Guatimundis or the Molkis or even Tucas with babies and chicks, you know. So anytime you come, Guatemala will have something to show you. I've been doing travel in Central America and Guatemala for more than 25 years. And every single time I return to one of those national parks or the mountains or the volcanoes, there's something new, something to be explored, shown, seen. So it's a land of surprises and many marvels, truly. Yeah.
Yes, and I love that there's so much to learn and experience, and really have that amazing passion of life to come back, right? So our connection with nature and everything, and so I'm super thrilled that we've got you here to really show us and give us that passion. So thank you. I really appreciate your time and your expertise, and this is just another opportunity where the world is just right at our it's right at our fingertips. It's there for us to explore, and really with folks like you, we have everything in the world that we need. So so thank you so much for joining us, and I'm really excited about this. And with that, I will say namaste until the next time.
Well, thank you. I would say Matyosh, which means thank you in some of the Mayan languages. Thank you very much. And get ready. Come as soon as you can to Guatemala, okay? We're waiting for you.
Borders will be open soon enough.
So,
all right. Well, thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
bye.